Hi, folks. Welcome. We'll go ahead and get started here. Um, Somewhere in one of the Vedic scriptures, the Upanishads, I think, there's a saying, wherever there is other, there is fear. And it's very interesting to look at our experience and discover that there is not a findable other. And I thought maybe we would do that together. Um, Interestingly, just to say something about that, in many contemplative traditions and meditative practices, there's this, probably many of you have engaged in these kinds of practices where you're sort of trying to discover a kind of separation from phenomena, especially thought, right? And all the narratives and stories. So kind of become the observer or the noticer or the witness of the stream of thinking. And it's interesting how, I mean, that can definitely be a valuable way of discovering a kind of perspective on that narrative, which we can often feel like we're absolutely caught in or embedded in or defined by and challenged by and so on. So we can discover a kind of sort of psychic space from that, if you will. In any case, it's really interesting to explore another approach, which is to discover the way in which there really is no separation from phenomena. No separation can be found, which is very, very different and brings with it a different feel and a different sense of implication as I experience it. So just as you're sitting here, things are arising, right? Things are occurring. We could just say the flow of experience, right? In all of its different aspects that we might call thoughts, feelings, perceptions, memories, visual images, sound, all the things that we could observe, that we could seemingly know, so that we could notice, all the things that we are noticing. And just as you sit here, no matter what's arising, that may be appearing as other than whatever you imagine yourself to be, like something that's sort of over there, even if it's occurring so-called inside of you, like as a subjective state, there's still often this sense of otherness, that it's over there somehow. And just feeling the flow of your experience right now, the flow of experience. Just notice that you can't actually find something that's other. There's not really self and other in our experience. There's just experience. We might feel as if we're selves or subjects in a world of others, in a world of objects. But it's like, my favorite metaphor of the wave metaphor of, it's really very much more like we're like a wave-like expression or emanation of reality, of the sea of existence, if you will, the sea of reality, as are all the other phenomena that are arising and appearing. So we're also yet another appearance. But it's really, even though it may feel at times like I'm a wave separate from all these other waves of experience, all these thoughts that are being seen, all these feelings that are being noticed and felt. Feel the way in which the water of whatever you think of as yourself is just absolutely seamlessly blending with the water of everything that's being encountered. All the stuff that we imagine is other than us is just more water. It's literally like water pouring into water. It's not two things. Instead of feeling like you're witnessing the flow of experience, witnessing thought, let's say, witnessing the arising of anything, memory, visual images, sounds, just feel that everything that's arising is inseparable from you. In a very real sense, all that's appearing is you. It's not other, it's you, the beingness of you. There is no other affecting us as one thing affecting another thing. There's just this appearance, just this display, inexplicable display of the stuff of life, all of the qualities and flavors of the apparition of existence. Just all of it just dancing, just emanating from who knows where. Just rising up inexplicably, instantly here, just here. And feel the way in which the fluid nature of whatever we imagine ourselves to be is inseparable from the fluid nature of the phenomena that's being encountered. It's just one intermingled, fluid, watery dynamism of reality. Like sea blending with sea. There's not really a this and a that. Because whatever we think of as that thing over there, that phenomena over there, is experienced as this. Experienced as experience. Experienced isn't really a this or a that. It's just experience. Incredible diversity, right? Nothing's the same. All this experience is different and yet singular in its being this unfathomable experiencing. at its basis, all of it unknowable, all of it not collapsing into any clear definition. I mean, this is the question, what is the basis of, of what's here? You might call it a thought, you might call it a feeling, you might call it a memory, you might call it a perception, a sensation. But feel what is the basis of what's here right now. Feel the presence of what's here. It's an actuality, isn't it? There's something present, no matter what you might be calling it. Whether you call it this or that, or self or other, it doesn't matter right now. Just feel the presence of whatever is here, however it's showing up, however it's being described. Forget about the descriptions. Feel what's here, which really has no label. It's beyond labels, beyond words, beyond identities and definitions, interpretations. Everything is made of that, whatever that is, that absolute principle, that indefinable basis of everything. Everything is made of that. Everything is made of that absolute reality. Every thought made of absolute reality. Every feeling made of absolute reality. Every sense, every sensation, every interpretation, made of absolute reality. You, made of absolute reality. The body, made of absolute reality. All the cells, all the atoms, all the subatomic particles, every organ system, this is what we are. We are the absolute reality. We are made of absolute reality. And that absolute reality has no limits to it. It's infinite, ungraspable. And it's fathomless in its beauty and its intelligence and its radiance. This is all radiance. It's all made of the same inexplicable radiance. Radiance just seems to be as good a word as any to describe what can't really be described. Radiant in the sense of its presence, its existence, its beingness, its aliveness, its vitality, its shimmering, scintillating, sparkling, everything about us, everything about what we call the world, all of it made of this that's what they refer to in the Tibetan tradition as the equalness of everything. Everything is equal in the sense of its fundamental nature, its basis, which we can't really say what that is, but we can explore our experience and discover the fathomless nature of it. That we look for the basis, we look for what this is made of, and we come up empty-handed. We just keep finding greater and greater subtlety, greater and greater depth, greater and greater, more and more details. And yet none of the details can really be found as something that can be pinned down and isolated and interpreted. And yet it shows up as apparently describable phenomena, which is very curious. Things seem to have a certain taste, don't they? A certain quality to them, which creates the sense of all this and that, all this differentiation. Well, that's not this. And yes, at the level of description, this wave is distinct from that wave, this flavor distinct from that flavor, this momentary feeling distinct from that feeling, right? So it's not surprising that we might get sort of tricked into believing that there's something divisible and separable about all of this. And yet, very much like the sea that gives rise to all these distinctive waveforms, what is it at its basis is this watery thing. So what is this? What is all of this made of? What is your consciousness made of? Well, there's no explanation. What is sound made of? Well, we say vibrations. What are vibrations made of? And feel that.